All right, guys, you're gonna have to tell me, are you enjoying your Pride Month? Are you having a good time? Because I actually kind of forgot that Pride Month was going on. Because seriously, actually, when I know what happens is when all of the companies start to change all of their logos, they start to put out all of these videos, they put out all this support, all these events are happening. And this year has been pretty much, it's been crickets. The way I saw it was I watched this Asmongold video that pretty much says like they don't give a shit about Pride, which that obviously makes sense because they follow where the money goes.
How many companies are taking advantage of and observing Pride Month this year? Apple, nope. Google, no change. IBM, no change. Microsoft, no change.
And he showed that pretty much a good chunk of huge corporations had not changed their logos, had not changed any of their like marketing on their front pages, especially on X, to anything that supports in Pride. Now, a lot of people would say, obviously, because, or it makes kind of sense because of the political shift or the political swing that has happened, especially with the new Trump administration that's came in. I'm pretty sure if it went the opposite way, these companies would be doing the exact same thing they did last year. But honestly, you know what? Let's go through them. Let's go and see if they've actually changed, because I saw all of the sites that Asmongold brought up, and I want to see if any of them have updated. So let's go for it. So we've got Starbucks, nothing. I'm surprised for Starbucks, because every time I go into Starbucks, or every time wherever a Starbucks is located, there's usually a Pride flag in the window, or they have some Pride merchandise. And nothing on their website. And the reason why I'm so interested in this is because how much money does it take to change a logo or change a background? Maybe it's huge in the what do you call it, the big corporate sphere. Like it takes thousands and millions of dollars just to change a logo. Maybe I'm so wrong on this, but I don't think it takes that long to just change this to like a bunch of rainbow flags and stuff like that. Go on to the next one. Target was a big one. Target, you walked in and there was Pride, there was like Pride shirts, Pride flags, and everything. They made a whole section for it in their stores back then. Nothing here on this website. Xbox did change from the Asmongold video. Xbox did change. They added in all of the flags in here. One point that drives me nuts about it: the LGBT flag or the Pride flag used to be just something simple as a couple of just a rainbow flag. Then they added the triangle. Can I say triangle? I can't speak, can I? The triangle part. Then they added that little circle or something like that. It just keeps being added on and on and on and on. They keep adding elements to a point where it's going to be like, you might as well just include everything in it. They've gone so far that it's just like, it's ridiculous. But yes, Xbox has changed. Microsoft is a little bit funny. Microsoft's a little bit funny. Like, as you can see, they've got like a couple of colors here. This is the same thing with Google. They've got colors here, so technically you could say it's Pride related, but it's not the full-on flag and everything like that. It's not exactly what Xbox is doing, so that's kind of surprising, because doesn't Microsoft own Xbox? IBM, pretty much nothing. I don't even know why they would do Pride stuff. Apple's kind of funny. You can see right here, I'm pretty sure this is just trying to advertise for something that they're doing coming up forward, and they added in the RG, just the standard old rainbow behind here, so they could technically say they're doing something Pride related, but this is not full on like the other years. Google could do the same thing with Microsoft because they have multiple colors in it. They could say we're supporting it. We definitely support the Pride movement. Bank of America, nothing. Blizzard, nothing. Overwatch, nothing. LinkedIn, nothing. Ubisoft. There is, yeah, it's hard to see it with this mask on. There is a slight rainbow there, but it's very subtle for Ubisoft. And last one, League of Legends is still going on with it. Now, my kind of thoughts, my kind of perspective, whether it matters or not on this, is more or less that people are not very accepting of it anymore, not accepting of the whole Pride movement anymore. Now, you could definitely say that obviously with the political pendulum going from left to right this year, you could obviously see that there's going to be less support with Donald Trump going after a bunch of DEI stuff. And on a side note, I am super supportive of him going after DEI stuff. The fact that that was done in America in the first place is like, it blows my mind. Like, Martin Luther King literally said, I want my sons and daughters to be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. And then we do DEI. So I'm totally in support of him going after the DEI stuff instead of like all the tariffs and war stuff that's been going on. The DEI stuff completely should have never happened in the first place. But I think that definitely has something to do with it. But I feel like it's also a public relations kind of thing, or how people are seeing Pride today. They're just like, they're not exactly with it anymore, especially parents, because mainly it's been pushed in our face so much. It's been shoved down our throat. Oh, that's, yeah, pun intended, shoved down our throat. But a lot of this stuff is it's just forced in our face is so much, to a point that we're becoming like, okay, we get it. You know, and this is the kind of like my understanding of it. Love who you want to love, be with who you want to be with, and, you know, do whatever you want to your body. As long as you're an adult, you should do whatever you want. Like, as long as you want, if you want to do whatever, like, sexual kinky kind of stuff, or do things to your body, that's fine. It's none of my business. It's America. It's freedom, right? The problem is when you start to force it upon us and say that we have to like support everything that you're doing. We have to be oh, I'm so happy to be. I've never went to a pride parade. I don't really want to go to them anyway, because, I mean, what am I gonna do? Like I'm not part of the lgbtqia acronym, and that's another thing that's kind of insane. That's just like, it keeps going, it keeps expanding. It's becoming what you call a Wi-Fi password, and people are pushing back from it, or people are like going away from it, because it's like, it's coming into the workplace, it's going into schools, and it's going into aspects of life where it's just like, look, man, it's okay to, you know, have your little pride, your pride stuff, but do we really need to hear about it all the time? And that's another aspect that's kind of weird. It's like, how is Pride supposed to get an entire month, right? We have Veterans Day, we have like Veterans Day and Memorial Day. That's just a day, but Pride gets an entire month. That seems a little bit out of control to me. But a lot of people, the companies are picking up on this. People are not down with the Pride movement as much as they used to be back then, because it's just been too much. It's just too much. They're pushing it too much on us, and it's not that people are bigoted and not people are hateful. It's just like, okay, it's fine. Like, do what you want to do, but we don't need to celebrate this all the time. And I think companies are picking up on that, or they were just focusing on the money in the first place in every single way and aspect, right? The companies don't care. All they care about is profits. All they care about is like, what's going to have the most broad appeal. If gay pride and all of this stuff was still like high and mighty, and there was soaring in ratings and people loved it, they would have definitely switched their logos. They would have definitely done a lot of things to prepare for Pride Month coming up. But it seems like they're seeing what's happening with the general public, and the general public is saying, yeah, it's like cool and all, but we don't need this all the time. We don't need to see this all the time, especially for people who are just not in that group in the first place. So that's my honest thoughts on it. I have no ill will to the LGBT people. I have no ill will to those kinds of people, but it's just like, you know, we could see how people are starting to change their tone about how it's being advertised and sent to people. People are not as enthusiastic as they were back then, and of course, with the political pendulum, that actually does play a role into it. People have definitely taken a step back from supporting this so much. All right, that's my thoughts. Whether how crazy and how all over the way it is, tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you guys were interested in seeing that all the logos were never changed or anything like that, because it definitely grabbed my attention. So that's what I've got to say on that. Happy Pride Month, and yeah, cheers. Thank you for watching, and let's get it back. Woo!